Welcome to my show. My name is Marcell Johnson, and this is a Freedom Experience.
Hey, like that little beginning laugh every single episode is so real because people like her be having me weak behind the scenes, man. So I gotta tell y'all, today is a blessed day for me. I'm pulling somebody out of their comfort zone. You know what I mean? We're setting new trailblazing paths for other people. But first, I want to tell y'all, man, thank you for coming back to the show. I ask that you would like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm excited, man, that you're here today because the person who I have here with me is a blessing. So I have, first of all, wife. Can y'all believe it? Mom. Can y'all believe it? Beauty influencer, Shakel Hardy. Yeah. Let's get into it, man. So, first of all, thank you for coming to the show.
No problem.
So first of all, so she's shy, right? So my audience is family, so I'm just going to keep it a stack with them. She's shy a little bit, so be gentle with her a little bit, man. We pulling her out of her shell. We putting her into, you know what I'm saying, her platform position because she's an influencer, but we got to get her to break out of that shell, you feel me? But first of all, how difficult was it coming here today?
Very.
Why is that?
Because I'm not a public speaker. I
Yeah.
don't like talking. I don't like answering questions. I don't like doing interviews.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why not, though?
It's just something I've never been into.
So you are a beauty influencer. So young women, young people all over the world are going to look up to you. What are you going to say to them? You're going to have to tell them to face their fears. You feel me? So you're facing a fear today, so I'm excited about that. But besides that, man, we're going to really tackle some real life stuff that I know Shakel's life is going to be able to bless you. You feel me? So tell me a little bit about your upbringing.
Oh, my God. What do you want to know?
So, like, where are you from?
I was raised on the north side of town, Northview Heights, to be exact.
So Northview Heights, that's in Pittsburgh if you're not from Pittsburgh. So, how was your childhood? How would you describe your childhood if you had to tell me, like, what type of struggles you went through and the different things you had to overcome?
It wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst.
Yeah.
Am I being difficult?
No. No, you're just being you, and you're funny. This is what I'm saying, y'all. Like, she's funny, but what were some of the difficulties that you had to deal with?
There was a point in time where my parents weren't around.
Yeah.
One of them, like my mom or my father, wasn't around.
So who raised you?
I really bounced around for real, and then I went to my grandma's, but then once I got tired of staying there, I went back to, like, bouncing around.
So was your grandma, like, strict, so you didn't want to stay there too long?
My grandmother, she'll open up her doors to anybody.
Yeah.
So it was like, I was staying there, and, like, my cousin was staying there. I just didn't really care to stay there with them.
Yeah. But your grandma just always gave you that genuine love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my grandma's number one.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
number one.
Yeah.
That's so crazy because a lot of times grandmas end up raising their grandkids.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And a lot of times people don't realize the importance of grandmas and granddads in today's society. So if you had to say anything was the number one difficult thing you dealt with as a child, what would it be? Would it be not having your mom or your dad or something else?
For surely it was the absence of my parents.
Yeah. How do you feel like it affected you?
I have a problem with, like, letting people in.
Yeah.
Being around people.
Yeah.
Like, I can give love, but I have a hard time accepting it because it's not from who I want it to be from.
Wow. So who do you want it to be from? Your mom and dad.
Yeah.
Crazy. So how do you feel like God's helped you in that? Because, now that you're a mom, you have to know how to receive your love from your kids. So and a wife.
Absolutely. So, like, when you're going through things with your parents, I think your parents are the example. So you take the example and you be like the example, or you take the example and you learn what to do and what not to do. So I feel like my thing with my parents were their absence. You know what I'm saying? So now that I'm a mom, I make sure that I'm very attentive.
Yeah.
So it's like reversed for them. Like, and I still know, like, there's like the little girl inside of me that still wants these things from her parents. So, I know what I want from my parents, so I be that for my kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yup.
So,
That's so important, and just shout out Yusef because you're wearing the first hoodie right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's us. You feel me? Yeah.
You know how we do.
Period. You feel me? That's us breaking generational curses.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of times our parents, you know what I mean, they didn't make the best decisions growing up, and then we gotta grow up and we gotta make the best decisions for the generation after us. So, with you just breaking generational curses, what other generational curses you feel like you're breaking?
I don't know. Because that be my main thing right there.
Yeah.
I think I'd be I think sometimes I'm too invested in it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be bad too.
Right.
Because it's like, you know what I'm saying, you become so obsessive about it and then you can overdo it. But one thing you do need to know is that no matter who you are as a parent, you are always going to do something to disappoint your kids. So no matter how much stuff you feel like you're doing right, they're still going to not appreciate something about something you did. Right. You know what I mean? But you just got to do the best you can do. So I want to talk about being a wife. How did that come about? Is that something you always seen for yourself?
No. So, my mother was married. She was married to my younger sibling's father. She was absolutely married.
Okay.
But I was too young to remember. You know what I'm saying? So, I didn't grow up in a married household. I said I bounced around a lot. You know what I'm saying? My father, he was married, but I wasn't a part of that household. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm trying to prevent talking with my hands.
You're okay. Go ahead. Talk with your... Listen, man, we talk with our hands. We talk standard. Like, I be talking and doing whatever. I be doing too much, too, sometimes. But it's cool. Like, you're a family. You get to do whatever you want.
I never thought I would get married.
Yeah.
I never talked about marriage. I never thought I would have kids. I never talked about having kids.
Wow.
I really didn't... I was so busy trying to make a life for myself, like get out of the struggle. Like I was so busy trying to work, get a car.
What type of jobs did you have
get a
growing
stable home? So I used to try to apply to the fast food places. They didn't want me.
Why?
I don't know. I applied to all of them.
That's good.
They did.
That's good.
They
now,
didn't want me to.
I never worked at a fast food place. Why?
Well, yeah, I guess that is good.
That's good.
But they did. I wanted to work there, but they didn't want me. So my first job was it was.
You
like
feel like they just felt like you didn't have what it took to work at the fast food place?
Yeah, like I could have flipped the burgers. I didn't mind flipping the burgers and
so
dropping
where
the
did
fries.
you end up working at?
I ended up working at I think it was a company called like From the Heart.
Yeah.
It was like a caregiver. It was my first caregiving job, and from there, like I kept switching, but I stayed in that field. You know what I'm saying?
Do you like that field?
I love the field. It can be exhausting. It can be underpaid.
Yeah, for
sometimes
sure.
it's hard going into people's homes and taking care of them and them like acting a bit ungrateful about it, or you know, them going through their own things and taking it out on you. So there were a few times I had to step away from it because, like, you know, you put your all into something. Like I said, I wanted to be taken care of, so I grew up taking care of people. You know.
Wow. What's crazy is that people don't realize they're built into rewards in heaven. Like when you do stuff for babies, for old people, for people in general, you're really doing it for God. And he's the one that rewards you. Even if your job don't pay you as much as you want, you still get the rewards from God. He's going to look out for you. But what was, did you work in that field during COVID?
Yes.
How was that?
It was tough. I mean, we got shut down, so we weren't allowed to take our clients out nowhere.
Wow.
We weren't allowed to go anywhere. They weren't allowed to have company, so a lot of them, like, missed their families and their significant others and stuff like that. So it was definitely tough. Like, we were in the house 24/7, and at the time I was working like a double weekend shift, like 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Saturday.
And you said that they be taking their aggression and stuff out on you. Like, give me an example of that.
Well, those girls were good. Like, I didn't have no problems with those girls. Those were my American girls. I loved them. But when I was working with a different company, I had a one-on-one. He had like anger issues. He would obsess about like power plants and science and stuff like that. And if you didn't want to talk about that with him, or you tried to redirect his attention towards something else, he would get very upset. And I remember like one time he was like chasing me around the house with a fire extinguisher. And you know, we're not allowed to like
hit them
or nothing, you know, so we had to get the blocking pads, and like when he would swing at us, we had to just block with a blocking pad, and it was like, it was difficult because he's like 6'7", and I'm 5 something, you know what I'm saying?
And he
so
just
it was,
tagging you, just Tyson you in the ooh.
Right, so yeah.
That's the
but
worst.
I loved him.
Okay.
Like he was kind.
Yeah.
You know, they They can't control their...
Yeah, they got issues. They sick. But the fact is, you're there. You're a blessing, and you're there to help them.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably something that people don't know about you. You know what I mean? The type of heart that you have. Because if you see Shakel on social media, all you see is this beauty influencer, this girl that's just all into her kids, her family. You know what I'm saying? But behind all of that is a real, like, beautiful spirit. You know what I mean? A kind person who genuinely cares about people. So tell me a little bit about being a mom. How did that change you?
Oh my gosh, it was like a 360.
What do you mean?
So the things that I did before I had a kid, the things I were attracted to before I had my child, like everything changed. Like, because you know, when you're having a child, especially like, I'm not even going to specify gender because it doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl, but there's just certain things that you shouldn't want around them. Certain people you shouldn't want around. You know, you should filter the things they listen to, the things they watch, the stuff they wear, you know, stuff like that. So it was like my taste in everything changed once I had a kid, like music, even my taste in men. You know what I'm saying? Everything changed. And like I was telling you before, I never thought I would get married because I was like attracted to like the wrong type of men.
Yeah,
you know
and then it shifted your perspective.
So, and I feel like that. My attraction before I had kids had a lot to do with my upbringing. You know what I'm saying? Like that, it did something to me.
Wow,
kind
that's
of like
crazy.
being mistreated, you know?
Yeah, like you was used to being mistreated, so you attracted that energy.
Right.
But like your kids caused you to really want to shift that.
Right.
So if there's a girl at home right now, right, and she's dealing with that same mindset of wanting somebody that's really not good for her. She's, you know what I mean, she's attracted to some toxic relationships. Give her some advice and some things that really helped you. You can either speak in camera 1, camera 2.
I would definitely tell the young ladies at home that are attracted to men that aren't good for them. I would tell them to, first of all, pray.
Yeah. Yep.
Because being attracted to something that's not good for you, that's eternal. You know what I'm saying? That's inside of you. That's insecurities you're dealing with.
Wow.
That's how you cope.
Wow.
And that's how you project. You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely start off with praying and focusing on yourself, loving yourself, figuring out why you're attracted to this type of man. You know what I'm saying?
Self-reflective work.
Right, exactly.
Wow.
Start with yourself. And then once you start with yourself and you figure out, you know, what is he doing for me that, you know what I'm saying? He's causing me all these problems. Why do I keep going
What do
back
I
to
really
him?
even like?
Exactly.
Yeah.
What is he bringing to my life? How is he, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Once you start once you figure out what the problem is, you can fix it. But start with you. You can't change him. He's not, you know, he's doing what he want to do.
So you basically, your words of wisdom to them is going to be, you can't change him.
Absolutely. If he knew better, he would do better.
So what was that like being in toxic relationships? It basically taught you the things that you know now.
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough.
Were you ever in like abusive relationship?
We fought. I wouldn't say it was abuse. But
Like just full-fledged abuse? Yeah, it was like fighting.
You know, like he never just put his hands on me, but we definitely fought. Because, you know, I got mistreated. I got cheated on. And I feel like a lot of times, us as women, once we get like knocked down so many times, like once I catch you doing stuff over and over again, we lash out.
Yeah.
What do? We swing.
And that's anybody though.
So
like
before
eventually,
you swing, if you ever get to the point where you're swinging on a man, check yourself. It's not him you need to be checking. It's you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I told myself. Like I was like breaking windows at a point. You know what I'm saying? I was vandalizing cars. And one time I was just like, I am pregnant. I cannot be out here like this.
Yeah.
Like it was just too much energy being invested on destroying your property. And at the end of the day, you're going to turn around and do the same thing. You're going to get it fixed and turn around and do the same thing. And then what did that just do for me?
Nothing.
I ain't going to keep stressing myself out and raising my blood pressure.
See?
To, you know, get at you and you don't even care.
Listen, man, I'm genuinely proud of you.
Thank you.
Like, so many people need to grasp that understanding. This is what the brand is behind the beauty influencer image. You know what I mean? We see the Shakel with all the different photography and all the different, like, photo shoots and stuff. But behind the brand is literally the brain. And she's just so, like, encouraging. And you really care about women and advocating for, like, you know what I'm saying, making sure women are in healthy relationships and just living a healthy lifestyle.
Absolutely.
So how did you get into the beauty industry?
So, first of all, I am a beautiful person on the
Period.
inside and on the out.
Period.
But my main photographer, Daylin,
Okay.
he kept like messaging me like, I'm trying to get with you. I want you to, take some pictures.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, like I'm shy. Y'all, like
Yeah.
it's hard for me to even do this.
To open
like,
up. No, but she's doing really good. If you could peep, like I pray to ask God to just help you, and He's truly helping her. You could peep
Right.
it, but you need people to pull you out of your comfort zone. So
Absolutely.
dude pulled you out of
And
your comfort zone.
Yes, he was one of them people. So I had shot with somebody I was more familiar with.
Yeah.
We just did something real quick in my living room. We just did something real quick, and when he seen them, he like, oh yeah, you gotta shoot with me now. You know what I'm saying?
He was tweaking.
So we
Yeah.
finally shot, and you know what I'm saying? And we've been shooting ever since then. This was back in 2016, I think it was.
Wow.
So we've been, kind of consistent since then.
So the photography is really what got you into that.
Mm-hmm.
But you always really was just into like just looking pretty and dressing up in
I
colors.
was always well put together. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
So like I know you don't just want to do photography, like pictures, modeling, should I say?
Mm-hmm.
What are some other things that you see in your future?
Well, I do got a makeup line. I started.
Yeah.
I had to take a break from it because I'm also in school studying psychology.
Oh,
I am
you
a
did
mom.
tell me about that.
I am a wife.
Yup.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then there's also the trials and tribulations you go through
Of life.
outside of that. Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I started a cosmetic line, which I am in the process of rebranding.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
And I wanted to expand it to like skincare
Yup.
and so on and so forth.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's so good, man. Like, this is what I'm saying. So when I asked you earlier, like, what are some other generational curses you're breaking? Poverty is one of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because after you tap into your purpose, after you start using your God-given gifts, then wealth opens up to you and it's just like attracted to you.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that's so awesome that you're in school, you're doing all these things. How difficult is it balancing being a mom, a wife, you know what I mean, a student, an employee? Like,
It's
you're really
tough.
doing a lot of stuff.
It's tough, but with the world we living in, I like being busy. I like being busy and productive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's a difference.
Being productive, doing good. I like going to work, whether I'm punching a clock or working for myself.
Right.
I'm out the way. I'm out of trouble. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep.
I love being a mother of 3 at that. It keeps me busy. It keeps me out the way. You know what I'm saying? So
Wow.
I don't mind it.
You got 2 boys and a girl. You got, like, what's the genders?
He's being funny. Do I look like a boy mom? I have 3 girls.
That is so funny, man. How do you think it is being a mom of 3 girls?
It's tough. It's tough.
Do you see yourself in them at all?
Absolutely.
How? What
Absolutely.
ways?
So my first one, very intelligent. Like
Yeah.
she
Just
just
smart.
got my intelligence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Chill, intelligent. The second one, she's 3. She has my grown attitude.
Like, what you mean? Like, you look at her, she just look at you like
now
negative.
Is the attitude I have. Like, she talks like me with her hands. She be like, come on now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, she's grown.
Yes.
Yeah.
Her little attitude.
At 3.
But she's smart.
Yeah.
They get along good. And, the baby's just a baby. She just looks just like me. Of course,
Yeah.
she take after her mom.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's a blessing, man. So, what is it like being a wife as far as like how is it seeing a dad be a father to the kids? Like, you know what I mean? Something you didn't have. Do you ever get jealous of that? Because some moms be jealous of that type of thing.
And that's
so
the issue. And that's where a lot of people's problems with their parents come in. And I'm grateful that I don't have that problem with my mom. My mom's not jealous of me at all. She's very much happy that I'm doing better, that I'm trying to do better than what she did with us. You know what I'm saying? I feel like as a grown-up, as an adult, that know how to take accountability of her actions. She knew where her faults were, and she loved to see me correcting them. You know what I'm saying?
That's a blessing.
Yeah, and I love that. Me and my mom have that relationship now. You know what I'm saying? But no, I never get jealous. I'm actually happy, and I literally pray every day that it always stay like this and it gets better, because there's times where like Yusuf will tell you, like, I'm going through my phone and I'll run across text messages of me actually begging my father, like, hey, come to my birthday dinner or come to my wedding. I'll pay for your everything. And, and he still don't show, so I love it. I love it.
So it's still like, no matter how old you are, you're still like the young girl that still desires her dad.
Absolutely.
Like, it doesn't matter how old you get.
Right.
So, like, if you could say something to your dad, what would you say to him if he's seen this? You don't even want to acknowledge
I
him.
don't want to talk. No.
Wow, that's so crazy. That's sad though, because I feel like,
I love him.
yeah, you love him, but I'm saying that's sad on his part,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like a missed opportunity to be able to see, you know what I'm saying, somebody he brought into the world do some productive, great things and stuff like that. And I know that that might even still be hard on you emotionally, and you just have to kind of keep casting that to God.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
It's
then
tough.
use that. It is tough, but then you got to use that pain to harvest in the blessing.
Right. And I feel like that is what caused my problems, or it can
Yeah.
cause problems with the relationship with the men in my life. Like, it can cause
Wow.
problems with,
Wow.
like, you as my homeboy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yep.
My husband. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? We were just talking about this, and I'm all like, I don't mean to be like that, but, you know,
Yeah.
that's something I'm working on.
Listen.
I know that that's my issue. You know what I'm saying? I'm not denying it at all. You
Yeah.
know? I know it's my problem, and I'm working on it.
But so many people don't know that that's their issue. You know what I'm saying? And they see past it, and they kind of look past it, and they cover it up with drugs, alcohol, stuff like that to kind of suppress it instead of just facing it and dealing with it.
It hurts. It hurts
It
dealing
does.
with it.
It does hurt dealing with it. So, like, what would you say to somebody who's in the midst of that right now, who's feeling like, you know what I mean, even suicidal, or who's feeling like they're out of it, about of it? What would you say to encourage them?
As far as like their dad,
Yeah, like their parents, period.
I would just say that those people who hurt you, hurt people hurt people. You
Come
know
on.
what I'm saying? And
Yup, this is the truth.
it takes a mature man and
Yup.
a mature person
Yup.
to want to fix their problems, you know, aid their hurts, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So if that person isn't mature enough to do that, to work on themselves, you got to be willing to let them do it on their time. You know what I'm saying? You can't keep forcing. You can't keep begging, because you're only going to hurt you at the end of the day. They may or may not know
Wow.
what their issues are. You know what I'm saying? So
Yup.
until they figure out, like, you know, I'm the problem. I'm hurt. Let me fix me. But instead, you know, people find people to fill voids. And once some people run off, you're, you know, there you are again, still hurt by yourself, you know? So I would just say, just let them work on them while you work on you. And if anything is supposed to be, it'll be in due time.
What's so crazy is you said they looked to other things to fill the void, whether it's another person or anything.
Right.
And for me, I seen in my life, like, I used to just either look to like smoking, drinking, you know what I'm saying, relationships to kind of fill a void, or money, you know what I mean, just having money, like, oh, all right, I'm good now because I got money. But
Right, that's how it was.
but you'll never really be okay until you really have God.
Right.
I feel like God is really the only thing that kind of fills that deeper void,
He's
that
the
gives you
root.
that peace.
He's the root.
He's the root. Like, when you get that deeper peace, it just, everything else is secondary.
Right.
You still might like people and money and stuff like that, but it's just a whole different vibe. So I wanted to ask you, like, first of all, if you can talk to the 15-year-old Shakel, or, yeah, like, we'll say 15, 13, we'll say 13 to 16, what would you say to her?
I would tell my younger self
Yeah.
to be patient with myself.
Wow.
Not to rush, and not everything is going to be okay.
Yo, just imagine if she was able to hear that. There's somebody at the crib that might be 16 or in that same predicament you was in, and you're talking to them. Be patient. Like, everything's gonna be okay. Some seasons of your life, right? You're going through some of the most toughest, difficultest times that you'll ever have to face. But on the other end of it is rewards. On the other end of it is husbands, wives, children, you know what I mean, careers, money, purpose, passions, a relationship with God. But it does start with you being honest with yourself. Instead of running and hiding and filling voids.
Yeah, don't sweep nothing under the rug.
Yeah.
Don't sweep it under the rug. Feel it. It's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
We've all felt pain before. You've been hurt before.
Yeah,
We've
facts.
all felt pain before. It's gonna hurt. You gotta feel it. You can't sweep it under the rug. You can't cope with drugs and alcohol and
Yep.
money, and you know what I'm saying? You can't cope with them things. So definitely feel it. And don't force anything. You know what I'm saying? You can't force nothing.
Yep.
You can't force kids. You can't force
Yeah.
a husband. You can't force a
Wow.
wife. You can't force, you know, those things come to people in due time when they're ready for it. You know what
Wow.
I'm saying?
That's so, like, you see the wisdom behind her, man. Like, she be acting shy, but really when she start talking, it's like the jewels just start dropping. You feel me?
I definitely like speaking my truth.
Yeah.
But I just don't feel like a a lot of people tried to use it against me. A lot of people tried to kick me when I was down. So sometimes I don't feel like people are deserving of it.
Yeah.
But to the girls that are, I definitely get a lot of messages, DMs, you know what I'm saying? I keep it real with people all the time, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I love it.
So I definitely get it, but sometimes I just feel like you'll get it when I give it to you.
Well, she giving it to you here. Anybody that come on the Freedom Experience gets it. You feel me? So I like to play a game. You know what I mean? So I wanted to play this game with you, and it's called You Know What. You know, in the black community, whenever somebody say something like, you know what, that phrase, they about to say something.
Right.
So I'm going to give you like a scenario, and then you got to start the answer off with the scenario phrase, you know what.
Okay.
You feel me? So you're at work. One of your patients slaps you. Slaps you, and then tells you, do something.
Oh my
do
gosh.
something. And you got to answer with, you know what. What are you going to do?
You know what? I'm going to walk away. I'm going to walk away.
You gonna walk away? So you gonna tell them, you know what, and then walk away, and it's over. See, man, that's us. Cause me, I couldn't. It's like, I don't know. I can't really say it on the show, but you feel me? It's just.
I've been in situations where I didn't walk away. I've been in situations where I didn't walk away.
Yeah.
I've never been a bully. I've never provoked people. But I've been in situations where people kept poking at me and kept poking at me, and then when I finally responded, you know what I'm saying?
How was it growing up, too? Because you said you was from the hood, basically. So growing up being light-skinned, I know when you're light-skinned and you're in the hood, I know dark-skinned girls, it's so weird in the black community, if you're white and you're watching this, in the black community, light-skinned girls, dark-skinned dudes, light-skinned, there's always just this underlying tone of like either like comparison or jealousy or contingency. So how was that with you growing up?
I don't know why, like, people say, like, light-skinned people think they're better than people.
Stuck up, yeah.
I don't, am I stuck up? Do I
Yeah,
know?
she's stuck up. So she's not stuck up. No, you're super regular.
Exactly,
yeah,
super,
you're super
regular.
regular.
Behind all the makeup and all that stuff, I'm super regular, super down to
regular.
earth. I'm human like you are. Like, I have zits. You know what I'm saying? Bald spots, all types of stuff. Like,
you're
we're
regular.
human. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't. It was kind of difficult for me because I don't see color. You know what I'm saying? My great-grandmother is white.
Wow.
My great-grandfather is black.
Yeah.
So then there's all these different colored children. You know what I'm saying? My oldest daughter is the darkest. My middle kid is caramel. And my last is like hell. You know what I'm saying?
So you got the rainbow as kids. That's why I like black people be having all the whole rainbow color babies. I love
that
it.
for me.
Yeah,
I love that for me. I honestly wanted all dark children. I did.
Yeah.
But
most light-skinned girls be wanting like dark kids or darker men or something. It's always like you want what you don't have.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
But that's crazy. Did you ever get in fights because you was light-skinned? Like people pulling your hair and smacking you or bullying you?
I fought a lot. But I don't think it had to do with. Now, don't get me wrong. Women are jealous. Women will see other. And it's weird. It's pretty women. Pretty women see other pretty women and get intimidated. And it's just like, honey, you know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily think I had, like, no one's ever fought me because they thought I was, like, pretty or anything. It was always behind a guy. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, yeah.
A guy was messing with both of us, and then they wanted to, like, pick me apart, you know, and then here I am responding. Ladies don't respond, you know, because if a woman is picking you apart behind a guy, those are her. She's projecting her insecurities onto you. Exactly, you know what I'm saying? So I fought a lot.
Yeah. So now you don't gotta fight no more.
And I don't want my kids fighting.
Yeah, see, now you don't want your kids fighting. Sometimes I think we go through the lessons so that our kids don't have to.
Exactly.
You feel what I'm saying? So
I'm gonna teach them.
You're gonna teach them, man. Yeah. So you know I love to close the show out with words of wisdom, right? So I wanted to ask you, what are some of your words of wisdoms you like to say, or something that's like a mantra that you live by that you would like to tell the people?
Just focus on yourself until the focus is yourself.
Oh, hold up, explain that. That was fire.
It's self-explanatory.
Yeah, but just break it down though.
Like how?
Focus on yourself.
Until the focus is yourself.
Until the focus is yourself.
Right. If you're going through trials and tribulations in life, don't go running around hating on people or throwing salt on people or just being jealous because this person is receiving their blessings and yours isn't coming, or you're going through your whatever you're going through. You know what I'm saying? You have to focus on you. Do what you need to do to get you where you need to be.
Wow.
Period. And don't look for no handouts.
Don't look. See what I'm saying? Why was she shy? Why was you shy, man?
I am shy. I'm not was.
Yeah. She say I'm still shy. Like this is still a thing.
I don't know. Like I don't know.
All right, well, look, man. Y'all know what my words of wisdom is. I said every single time. It's time, find freedom. It's time.
Thank God.
Let's go, man. I ask that you would like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with your peoples. And you know what I'm saying? Let them get these gems that Shakel just dropped on us. All right, y'all. Until next time. Peace.
A freedom experience.